Oh, hey guys. Remember when I said there were no zombies out there and everything was nice and calm? Things may have changed since then. Anyway, let's get started with the recipe and hope that I live long enough to finish it. Cooking with the vegan zombie. We got a lot of positive feedback from our other tempeh recipes, so I decided to give you guys another one and see how much you like this one. And I really wanted to take this one back down comfort road. So tonight, we are gonna make southern fried tempeh. We're gonna start by getting this tempeh right out of the package. If you've worked with tempeh, you know how hard these dang packages are to get open. We are gonna cut these very similar to like we did in the other videos. On the bias, nice long thin pieces. And I'm gonna use this knife right here. A Cut Above Cutlery sent it to us. It's my go-to knife for all these videos. And you can actually pick one up yourself by clicking on the link below. You can even save a little money by using the coupon code ZOMBIE10. I like to cut tempeh really thin, especially for people who aren't big fans of texture of tempeh. The thinner you cut it, the more flavor gets absorbed when you're braising it. The crunchier it's gonna be when you put that coating on the outside for the nice southern fried that we're going for. So anyway, we got these cut about this thin, whammy. We are going to braise them in a liquid, and I'm gonna show you what's in that liquid right now. Come on. We're gonna start with 4 cups of stock, veggie stock, homemade. You can use store-bought if you're not in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, but you know. 4 cups of stock that I brought to a boil already. We're gonna add a half a teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon of rosemary. I love to use celery seed whenever I'm going for a chickeny taste. I don't know why, it just reminds me of poultry. So we're gonna go with a 1/4 teaspoon of that. Very powerful stuff is celery seeds. So you get the good old smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon. 2 bay leaves. John, that was way more than 2. 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, a little pepper, you know, a pinch, eighth of a teaspoon, and a teaspoon of salt. Right before we add the tempeh, we're gonna crush some garlic. Here's my garlic press that I've had since I was 18. Nice little antique. That was 100 years ago. I like to do this with the garlic just because I just feel like it gets more flavor into the braising liquid versus just putting big whole cloves in there. You can just put the cloves in there if you want to be lazy and don't press garlic, or you can mince it up and throw it in there too. But this it doesn't get in the way when I pull it out to bread it. Try not to burn your hand off. Then we're gonna add the tempeh, cover it and reduce the heat to a simmer for about 40 minutes. So after 40 minutes, take it off the heat, refrigerate it overnight or for a couple of days. If you let it sit for 3 days, it'll be super flavorful. I wish you guys could. Why don't you take a whiff? Smell this. It smells really good. So we need to make our breading mix now. So this is gluten-free for all you gluten freebies out there. We're gonna start with about 1.5 cups of cornmeal, medium ground, not the super coarse stuff. See, it's about. I'm going for a nice crispy bite. We're gonna flavor this a little bit. We're gonna start with a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, half of a teaspoon of rosemary, kind of the same stuff we put in the braising liquid, half a teaspoon of thyme. We're gonna go heavy on the pepper, like a half a teaspoon. It's gonna be a peppery bite. A teaspoon of salt. If you try this and it needs a little more salty bite at the end, you could sprinkle it on after you're done frying it, and the salt will actually stick right to the breading. It's really delicious. Okay, gonna mix that together. And believe it or not, pulling the tempeh right out of the braising liquid, popping it in the breading mixture, it sticks right to it without a problem. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these old tongue, and we're gonna throw it right in the breading. Blip. You gotta make that noise when you put it in there too, otherwise it won't work. So everybody with me now. Blip. Now we're just gonna toss this so that it coats nice and evenly. Oh yeah. I have a cast iron skillet, a nice deep one. I've got a nice coating of canola oil or something that can take a high temperature. Peanut oil is a great frying oil. And I have a medium heat on there. Plop it in there. Got a nice golden brown going, guys. Takes about 2, maybe 3 minutes. That's a good. I love that color, that crusted cornmeal. When they're done, I'm just gonna transfer it to a plate that has a towel or a paper towel just to get the excess oil off. This is the finished product. I love that crunchiness that the cornmeal adds. I love the fact that it's gluten-free, but you can definitely taste the braising liquid in there. It doesn't need any salt. That's just yummy. It's really yummy. Kind of gives you that chickeny taste. And that tempeh that we use, if you can get it close in, I mean, look at those pressed beans. All in all, a really great texture for a southern fried dish. Well, you guys, this is what the finished product is supposed to look like when you've got all the fixins with this tempeh. You've got the asparagus side. You've got the delicious mashed potatoes with that garlic butter. And of course, last but not least, our good old friend, Mr. Caramelized onion mushroom gravy. Check out our previous videos for the mashed potato recipe and the gravy recipe, and make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to show you how I throw down with the asparagus. Very dramatic event here where I get to combine all the recipes in one bite, except for the asparagus because I need to eat that on its own. If that doesn't say comfort food on a Sunday down in Alabama, I don't know what does. I've never been to Alabama, so don't hold me to that. But you guys, you got to try this tempeh recipe, especially if you're afraid of tempeh. I used to be afraid of tempeh. And this recipe, plus the other ones we've posted, it's a really great introduction, and it's a really good protein for you. It's fermented. It actually helps with the digestion. So if you guys can try anything, try this tempeh out. I really hope you guys enjoyed these last few recipes because I've been fighting off zombies and making them on my spare time. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Give it a like, give it a share in the old social media world. It helps us a lot more than you know. And I'm going to go enjoy some nice comfort food before I have to trek out in the unknown wilderness. Dee da dee da do do, dee da dee da do.